Hi everyone, very good afternoon. Can you hear me? Am I audible? Hi, good afternoon, good evening everyone. I'm pretty excited to be here. Okay, I'll just wait for a minute and then we'll start. Super. Okay. So I have a signal from the other panelists that we can start. Very warm good evening, everyone. I'm glad to be here talking to you all energetic people here. I got a background of the people who have joined here for the call. And thanks to the NMIMS college for giving me this opportunity to talk to this super energetic community of people, students, working professionals, and I would want to share my learnings, my experiences of working as a chief digital and data officer at Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance and what I've done in our past experiences. I would love to share my experiences on digital transformations, and possibly I'm also looking at to learn from you people how you people are doing. I'm looking for some interesting Q&A. I can even look for some unmuting people, and because I'm more familiar with instead of chat channel, more familiar with live Q&A where we are interacting with each other. So if you want to talk and ask any question, feel free to raise hand. I would unmute you, and so that we can have those direct interactions. Otherwise, you can always post a query to me on chat or on the Q&A channel. So without any further ado, let's start. So I won't spend much time here because this is what has also gone in the meeting invite about me, a brief about me, just a small introduction. I'm not going into the details of this, what I have been doing. I have about 16 years experience. I'm currently working as a chief digital and data officer at Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance, as I was telling you. So I'll just quickly move on from here. And a brief about Edelweiss, the company where I'm working right now. It is a financial services company for last 25 years, and it has diverse portfolio spanning across credit, both corporate and retail, investment and advisories, wealth management, asset management, and insurance, both general and life insurance. We cater to about 1.2 million clients worldwide. We have network of about 476 offices and employee base of close to 11,000 people. So that's a brief about Edelweiss. Before we start on this theme for the day, okay, I wanted to make sure that everybody is on the same page, same context of what digital transformation really stands for. Okay, and then from this space we'll take it further ahead and delve more deeper into how the organizations can benefit out of this digital transformation wave. So essentially, as I look at it broadly, it refers to anything. Okay, it can refer to anything from IT modernization. You might want to move your services to cloud. You want to digitize your thing. You want to drive adoption using cloud, or even you want to invent some new business model which are driven through digital means. So that everything is a broad landscape of digital transformation. But there are two core pillars to it, which is what I've listed below. The two core pillars. The first one being transforming the core. What do you mean by transforming the core? That is, look at what you do today, how you are operating, how your business is functioning today, and how can you leverage technology to do things better, faster, cheaper. Okay? How do you bring efficiency into the way you are doing things right now, which from where most of the organization typically start from, right? But if you stay at this first piece only, let me highlight that. Okay, if you stay only with this first piece, that is, you are only digitizing your existing services, then you are not doing enough with digital transformation, because then you are only using technology to reduce your cost or bring efficiency, right? This is not enough use of digital transformation. This can actually be used for much larger purposes to do much more bigger things, which is what that's where the second piece of new business building. Okay? How do you create something through digital transformation which doesn't exist today? That is the real opportunity to grab for. So hence I define digital transformation as the journey of being a strategic planned organization change, not just digitizing your current business, but rather it's more about strategy, how you plan your organization change through technology. This is digital transformation, and create something innovative which doesn't even exist as of today, right? So I'll just quickly keep checking with the chat box if there are any questions. Okay, then I'll stop and answer those questions if there are any. I can read that Brigansha is saying I can't listen anything. Am I audible? And I can see people raising hands also. Am I audible? Can I have a quick yes on the chat window? Then we'll start. Okay, I'm just trying to see. A quick answer on the chat window if I'm audible. Okay, fine. I get yes on the chat window, so I'll just start. I'm also seeing some people raising hand that they can't type on the chat. Chat box is off for them. Okay, fine. So I'll just move ahead from here then. Okay. So as I was saying, there are two parts to the digital transformation. The first piece is not only digitizing to become more faster, more cheaper, more efficient in the way of working, but also creating something which doesn't exist. So the real opportunity of digital transformation, what is that opportunity, right? Let's look at that. Okay. So the good news, okay, I have a good news that you can really use digital transformation to catalyze your innovation. Okay, we have already have so many examples in our history in recent past. The digital transformation, how it has turned the global business ecosystem upside down. Okay, it has given birth to new businesses which didn't exist before. It has given birth to new business models, new corporate giants. Look at Netflix, Amazon. Look at the rise of these companies. Or you look at the how the different companies were disrupted, how they diminished. Look at this Kodak. Look at Nokia, right? So how digital transformations can create new business models while diminishing others. So this is the beautiful opportunity which we have in hand, right? And it's an opportunity for us to reimagine. It's your present and the future. That's a beautiful opportunity it offers. Possibly a bad news, but is that technology has been democratized now. You look at AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. They have commoditized the technology. It is now easily accessible to everyone. So if you focus your digital transformation focused only on technology piece, then everybody has that. There's no distinct advantage on that. You can easily afford that. Your competitors also have access to the same technology. So just through technology, you can't differentiate yourself. Right? So what is the real element? How does the real success of a digital transformation is? So that the success depends upon the human element behind that. That this core, this is the founding stone of your digital transformation. How you realign your organization, how you set the culture, how your management ideas, strategies are aligned to leverage technology. So it's a human journey. Okay, because if you look at it, if you want to run a very large system, very large organization, that requires a completely different skill set compared to building something ground up, scaling it up, and making it a successful business model. That is a very, very different skill set. That is a growth mindset. You need a growth mindset to really leverage the changing technology, changing ecosystem, as against running a very large organization. Okay, so to transform something, it's a this human element is a surprisingly most important element of any digital transformation, not technology. Okay, so but a lot of people start with technology and thereby thereafter realize that okay, they're not achieving the desired outcomes because they've not aligned the team culture, they're not restructured the thing. And that's where I want to start off how to plan it further. Okay, what are the pillars through which you can start your digital transformation journey, which will help you achieve your business objectives, your customer objectives, right? So as I was saying, how do you start this journey? In order to begin your digital transformation journey, the right leadership that creates a high performing, innovative organization is very, very essential. It is a key ingredient. Okay. So to lay the founding stone of any digital transformation, okay, that's why I have this thing in bold, in a clear words here, that the foundation has to be your willingness of each and every individual from the top to bottom to challenge the assumptions that may have made the company successful today. Okay, you should be ready to challenge. Okay, you may be successful as of today. Okay, you may achieve where you are. Okay, because of certain scenarios, certain market conditions which were possibly true. Okay, as of today. But now you have to be ready and open for some disciplined experimentation and be ready for uncertainty. Why? Because the concepts, the assumptions with which you started off many years ago, okay, which have brought you here, can go out of the gas. So you need new gas to fuel your next wave. And to fuel your next wave, right, you need to bring in new ideas. Okay. So you need to build new capabilities. And you need to look at what are the technology advancements which are happening around you so that you can leverage them. And you need to bring a culture of learnability in your organization. If you are sitting with a mindset of I know it all, okay, I know everything, know it all, okay, you will soon be out of your business. Okay, your strengths will become your weakness. It's very important. Okay, your strengths will become your weakness if you just stay there and say that okay, fine, I am good, I know it all. Rather, you need a sense and mindset that okay, I am possibly not perfect right now. I need to continue learning. And that growth mindset is the foundation of any digital transformation. So that willingness has to be there from top to bottom in the organization. And that lays the foundation. Once you are sorted with the mindset of learning mindset, the growth mindset, then you focus on building, how do you build for the future, right? And that's where the next piece is important, that you need to bring the clarity. Okay, you need to be pretty clear, okay, absolutely clear of your existence. Why do you exist today? Why would customer want you? You need to have that clarity. What do you bring on the table for your customers? Because your success, you can't say that okay, I am cool, I use cool technology, I use machine learning, I use AI, I have a very good cloud infrastructure, I am doing this, I use best in class technology, hence my customer should start loving me. That won't happen. Your success will be defined by, are your customers succeeding or not? And that is true for whatever industry you belong. Whichever industry you come from, you need to think through who are your customers, what is the success of your customer, how you will bring value to your customers. What value do you add to your customer's life? If you clearly know your customer objectives, then you can think through, okay, how do you drive innovation? How do you differentiate yourself in offering those customer experiences from your competitors? Can you offer some personalized experiences to your customer? Can you offer a consistent experience across different channels? Look at Amazon, for example, right? Whether you shop on Amazon on their website, or you talk to them on phone call, or you email them, or you do a chat with them, all the channels, right? You will find a unique Amazon style customer experience, which is where this company has succeeded in its customer service, customer engagement. Okay, the customer is the foremost for them, and you get the same consistent experience across all the channels. And similarly, personalization, right? They really know, okay, who you are as a customer, okay, and where you can contact them through any channel. They will know you. What are your preferences? So do you know your customer that well, so that you can offer that experience, which will bring delight to your customer, right? You firstly you need to have clarity of that. You may want to draw those customer objectives very, very clearly on your drawing board and get people aligned to your customer objectives and why you exist. That is the first piece. Okay, so I would say foundation. Okay, in the previous slide I was saying the foundation was the mindset. Okay, the growth mindset was the foundation. Okay, second piece, when you want to start building for the future, that's where you bring the clarity of your customer objectives. Okay, the next piece is the business objectives. Now, once you're sorted on your customer objective, that these are the customer objectives and these are the innovations you want to drive, then you start to look at your business objectives. What are your real business objectives in terms of what will it lead to? So let's say you offer a very smooth customer onboarding experience. Okay, you bring in some personalization into your customer onboarding. Will it lead to your revenue maximization? Okay, or let's say you improve your customer service. Will it lead to operational cost efficiency? So you need to map your customer goals to your business objectives, that are how they will map. Okay? So do that mapping. That what are the innovation you will do in the customer objectives, and then what those innovations, how those innovations are aligned to your business objectives. Okay, have that clarity. Now, if you see in this slide and the previous slide, okay, this slide and the previous slide, I'm not at all talking about the technology, right? And we are here for digital transformation. If you look at it, and this is what I was saying in the first slide, technology is not the baseline for any digital transformation. The first piece is this growth mindset and clarity of your customer and business objectives. That is the first and foremost thing. Once you have planned and you have clarity of these two things, then you start to build your core foundation. Okay? So then you can start to look at how do you align your technology, how do you strengthen your core. Okay. Before I let me quickly have a look at the chat window if there are any questions, and then possibly we'll just move to the next slide. Okay. Okay, so I see something, change management and emotional intelligence. I would want to know more about this question. Okay, and then I have a question around. Yeah, I think we are sorted otherwise. Okay, great. I'll just carry on from here then. Okay, if we look at this slide, I want to spend some time on this each and every aspect of this slide. So I'll just pull the pointer here, if you are able to see my pointer, I'm talking about multiple things. Okay, once you know your objectives, customer objective, business objectives, how do you strengthen your core, right? You need to align your teams, you need to align your employees, okay, to serve those things now, since you are clear with the goals. And which is where you need to start restructuring your team, okay, which is where I call in the first box, which is technology team restructuring. And here the first element of technology is coming in, where you say that, okay, let me define a platform team. What is a platform team? Okay, fine. I'll have to answer that. I would have learned a more interactive, but yeah, let me answer that here. Essentially, if you look at it, when I say you want to create some personalized experiences for your customers, you can't build monolithic applications. You have to build modular, configurable, flexible platform so that you can customize it as per your customer needs. So let's take an example. You onboard customers through different channels, your online channels, through your website, or let's say I come from the insurance. I'm working in the enterprise insurance. The sales can happen through face-to-face meeting, or through a broker channel, or through a bank channel, or through an agency channel, or through a direct face-to-face. So there are different sales channels through which the customer onboarding happens. Now each channel has a different requirement, the way they want to onboard the customer, right? If I build a monolith platform or monolith application, right, which is not customizable, not modular, I won't be able to offer some personalized experiences to my distributors, to my customers. Thus, a strong founding platform, which is microservices driven, small API driven, okay, so that you can build those journeys and build those customized solutions matching to the different customer needs. That is very, very important. And hence you need to carve out a platform team which will work on building this modular platform. The second important team is your data team, right? So you have all those different silos applications, okay? You are generating data from different application, different sources, right? And you have all those disconnected data sources. You need somebody to connect all those data together to make some meaning out of it, right? So you need to build those connected data graphs. You need to drive some AI, artificial intelligence, from that data which you are collecting from different silos. Okay, you need to connect those dots. To connect those different data dots, you need a dedicated data team. Okay. And finally, once you have a platform team which is building your microservices, your different APIs, and then you have the data team which is providing you those intelligence from the data, you design the digital team which is using both the things. It is using the platform as well as it is using the intelligence which this data team is providing to build those unique experiences which serve your customer innovations, right? Which you have thought in your first customer objectives. In the customer objective, when you map that, okay, how you want to build your personalized experiences, this is what your digital team is supposed to build. It will leverage the platform, it will leverage the data and build those customized experiences as per your business model, as per your business logic. Okay, this is where your business logic will come into play to offer that flexible experience, okay, to bring that delight to your customers, your stakeholders. So this digital team is supposed to build those journeys, those experiences. So these are the three high-level categories or three broad teams through which your technology team has to be restructured on platform, data, and digital. Okay, this is the first piece, team structure. The second piece is the agile adoption. Now, as I was saying, right, you need to have a growth mindset where you need to be ready to challenge the assumptions and be ready for some disciplined experimentation. So this is where you need to adopt the agile principles, saying that, okay, you will pick up something, okay, implement it, try to test the waters, how it is working, do that experimentation, offers, and continuously keep going into that iteration so that you fail early, fail fast, you get the feedback, and then you iterate and improve and keep doing that. Keep doing those sprint releases. So adoption of agile methodology is very, very important for continuous improvement, continuous innovation. This is what you need to bring in as a cultural change in your organization, that okay, you will be an iterative organization rather than picking up projects which, let's say, take 2 to 3 years to implement. Okay, you will start small and keep iterating on top of it. Next is the intelligent governance, right? Once you have, since you have defined your clearly defined your customer objectives, you have clearly defined your business objectives, you start to measure your objectives. And to measure them, you do all this measurement in the sprint releases. Every sprint you release something, and then you see that okay, what are the business outcomes you have achieved out of those things. Are you able to move the needle with that release or not? How your objectives are getting met, and if they are not getting met, okay, you need to set up an analytical feedback loop to tell to your system to improve, and then keep improvising on top of it. So that's why what I called it as, you need to set up an intelligent governance system to continuously measure your objectives, set up an analytical feedback loop, and keep on continuously improving the things. Okay. Finally, you need to also bring in some new capabilities to leverage the technology. Okay. So you may want to bring in some expertise on data. You may want to bring in some expertise on machine learning. You may want to bring in some expertise in some self-service system, right? Some low-code platforms, some do-it-yourself platforms to truly enable and empower your internal and external teams. So you may want to build capabilities on that. You may also want to, as I was saying, it has to be a learning mindset, right? So you may want to focus on your continuous learning of people, so that people continuously build new skill set to see the change, so that they adapt the changes around them, changes of the technology, changes of the business model. So continuous learning and upskilling is important. And then you also need to invest in collaboration tools. So here is how you will align and strengthen the core for your technology, given the foundation of your mindset, which was the first piece of growth mindset. And second was the setting up your customer objectives and business objectives. Once you have clarity on those things, you start aligning these pieces. Any questions here? Yeah, so Sandeepan is saying it's better to iterate you than to believe in what was exactly that. Okay. Fine. So moving ahead, once you have done this thing, once you know okay how to build for the future and you have strengthened the core, right? The next piece will be success outcomes, right? How do you really know that whether you are succeeding or not? Are you progressing in the right direction? Okay, are you really moving? Are you really in the wave of digital transformation, or how do you do that? Okay, so you have to be very watchful of the outcomes you are achieving. So I was saying that the intelligence governance, right? So you have to, if you see that you have built a systematic intelligence around your customer engagement. Let's take an example of systematic intelligence around customer engagement. Now, you don't, whatever you do with your customer is not necessarily part of your CRM system. Let's say an organization uses a CRM system to maintain all the interactions with the customers, maintain the customer attributes, saying, okay, fine, customer has been onboarded on this date, customer, and there's a customer appointment here, customer got converted from the lead to opportunity here, customer has brought these products. So you have a CRM system to manage that, right? But having a CRM system or implementation of CRM system is not a digital transformation, right? You need to build systematic intelligence around your CRM. How do you do that? You need to really understand that what is going in the life of the customer outside your CRM. So take an example on Amazon, right? If I buy something on Amazon, that is just part of my buying experience, right? Large part of my experience is outside Amazon. Okay, when I use the product. If I use the product, okay, and I find that okay, this is not genuine product, okay, or this is quality product, right? That's where the customer experience suffers. Now, all these experiences are not happening on the Amazon.com website. These experiences are happening outside. How do you bring those customer experiences which are happening outside your platform and connect it back to your platform, and then improve your platform so that the customer experience which are happening outside your platform become better? That is the systematic intelligence I'm talking about. Once you start to see these things happening, that you have that feedback loop which I was talking about in my previous slide. Okay, intelligent governance. You measure your objectives, and you have that analytic feedback loop of continuous improvement, right? So once you see that okay, for your customer engagement, you have set up that systematic intelligence around customer engagement. That's where you should start to feel that okay, fine, now you are possibly moving ahead in your digital transformation journey. If you don't have a systematic intelligence around customer engagement, possibly you're not yet there. You're missing out some piece of the fundamentals of transformation. Similarly, I can extend this customer engagement to the next few points also, like empowering employees, right? I focus on building capabilities, right? If your employees are not continuously learning, you're not gathering feedback, you don't know, okay, how the culture has been streamlined for innovation, right? So then possibly you're not done that. Okay, everybody has to have a culture of learnability. People need to feel empowered that okay, they should know what is happening around and take calls, and feel empowered to innovate, feel empowered to experiment. So that is where empowering employees has to be there, and there has to be systematic intelligence to continuously improve that piece. Similar for optimizing operations also. So consider that okay, some issue happens outside the system in your operational, some exception happens, right? Are you able to bring that exception feedback into your operation system so that you change the outcome in a way that next time the things improve, next time that exception doesn't happen? How do you do that? So thus you build that systematic intelligence, and so on for your product and business transformations as well, right? Are you continuously doing that? These are the success outcomes which you have to watch out for. If you are doing it right, that's where you are started to ride on the transformation wave. Okay, I want to spend some time on what happened at Edelweiss. Okay, I want to share my experience. It was in this January 2020. Yeah, so we were in January 2020, and that time COVID. Nobody was knew that this COVID is coming up. Okay, and we were sitting in this board meeting with all the excos and all, and we were making plans for the next 2 years. What do we want to do? How we want to drive individual teams plans for next 2 years? What are the larger objectives? How do we do things? How do we plan? Okay? And we were laying the roadmap of different things which we want to pick up. Okay. And in March 2020, this lockdown happened, and things started to change, right? What exactly happened is that those items which are on the agenda in January 2020, which were possibly we build a plan of next 2 years, saying that okay, next 2 years we want to do all these things, right? Our 2 years goals were achieved in 2 months. Right? So COVID-19 has in a way been a blessing in disguise for our digital transformation. We were already aligned, right? There was no so we had got signed off that we will do all these things. The alignment was there, approvals were there, mindset was already set that we want to do these things. People were aligned. Okay, we had to execute on those things. But in order to drive any change management, people is possibly the one of the major hurdle you face, right? Technology is the easiest part. Technology is always ready, as I was telling you, right? Technology is easily accessible. It is always available. Changing people habits is the most important piece. What COVID-19 helped us was changing those people habits. It helped us implement our digital transformation within 2 months, which was not at all possible otherwise. Okay, we were thinking that to do these changes, these fundamental changes in 11,000 people organization will take huge amount of time, and that too when these 11,000 people work across different businesses. Not every business will be aligned to do this change. People will have their different priorities. Credit business will say that for me right now the priority is wealth management business will have certain other things prioritized. Asset management will have some other things prioritized, and same for my general and life insurance business. So we were just thinking that how to roll out these things, but within 2 months we were able to set up. Okay, uh, if somebody would have asked, that's what our CEO Rashish Rao was also saying, that okay, if somebody would have asked till February 2020 or March 2020 that can somebody work from home? Work from home was not at all was unheard thing at otherwise. Either you are on leave or you are working from office. Nobody knew because this financial services company, right? It's a very old, 25 years old company, and possibly work from home culture has started to come in the newest tech organization. People can work easily remotely, right? But it was unheard of in our kind of setup. But it's close to 1 year now. Okay, March 2020 we started enabling people for remote working setup. It's close to 1 year now. We have been working 100% work from home, and that too. What we have seen is we have seen our businesses grow. Our insurance business is one of the few insurers in the entire insurers landscape. About out of the 25 insurers which are there in India, our insurance is the one of the few insurers who have shown positive growth, okay, and with a good margin in the last 1 year. Same goes for our asset management, wealth management business. Those have shown very encouraging numbers in the past few quarters just because of their high digital maturity. Okay? So this crisis has actually helped us, and our readiness to for digital maturity has helped us to showcase some industry leading numbers. We were able to launch our API platform. Our in general insurance business went live with their API platform, to which the different partners can integrate the insurance experience into their ecosystems very easily. So this API platform was built during this lockdown period, during this 1 year period only, right? So it has led to the new way of thinking. People have leveraged thought to, okay, fine, we are here. How should we take it ahead? We were even able to roll out our Teams, Office 365, and also we were able to optimize our HR help desk, our IT help desk. We introduced a chatbot platform on Microsoft Azure, which has an NLP engine. So essentially what happens is that if you have a query from the HR, if you have a query from the IT, right, we leverage a Q&A maker service and a Lewis service, which is the NLP service on the Azure platform. So through which you build a repository of Q&A for different type of queries which employees might have. And then people can simply, on the Teams, we integrated with the Microsoft Teams platform, that chat platform. And employees can easily, they have any question, doubt, they simply post a query on that. And if the system has an answer to that, and it recognizes, it's an NLP, okay, so it recognizes, okay, the human language, okay. So it will immediately pop out the answer from the repository to you. You don't need to rely or wait for the raise a ticket for the IT team, raise a ticket to the HR team to get your answer. You have your answers on your fingertip on your chat. Same, you can always raise ticket where somebody can collaborate and answer that query by if you need any IT assistance, so you can use that chat platform to get that IT assistance as well. And we were able to build this solution. This solution was chat solution was built on the Azure platform. Since we were already on Azure, it was built on the Azure platform within 1 month, and then we were able to quickly onboard everybody, all the employees. We didn't have to do any sessions with people. Okay, how to use. Okay, this is how to use. No adoption sessions. What to do. people were very quick to adapt. We just had to send one email announcing that, okay, this is available to you now. And we started to suddenly see spike of people started to use this platform. So the adoption has been really, really fast. Okay? We were able to roll out the collaboration tools. As I was saying, the Teams, Office 365, all these things were rolled out very, very quickly. And we could see the increase in employee productivity. Right? This is what digital transformation can do for you. If you are ready to ride the wave of available technology and think through, okay, how you can put the technology to your use. Okay. So moving ahead, right? So far we had talked about, okay, how technology can help you, okay, to be efficient, to optimize a thing, to increase productivity. But is that enough? It's not, right? I was telling you the second pillar, right? How do you take the leaps? What is the role of data? How do you take things beyond that? I want to share a finding with you. Now, this report I've taken from, I was reading this ARK Invest Big Ideas 2021. I picked it from there. What it says that in last 2 decades, till year 2020, internet wave has generated 13 trillion market capitalization. Okay. The next wave after internet wave is going to be the deep learning wave. So one is this internet wave where the internet has generated your 13 trillion market capitalization. The next wave, next 15-20 years, okay, let's say 2037. Internet wave will generate from 13 trillion to 20 trillion, okay, from 13 to 20 trillion. But if you look at this thing, deep learning wave, which is around data, how do you leverage data and build your data AI engines? This deep learning wave will increase from 2 trillion to 30 trillion. And it will be much bigger than the internet wave. Much, much bigger than internet wave. That is the power of data, which everybody, okay, here, okay, all the organization looking forward to grab flow with this digital transformation wave have to focus on how do they ride on this deep learning wave, which will be a huge which will create a huge different economy in itself. And in this deep learning economy, the currency will be your data and AI. That is the real currency. Whoever has data and AI, those companies will succeed in this deep learning economy. Okay. So how do you leverage this thing? Okay. Firstly, you have to be very, very careful, right? How do you capture your data? That is the first piece. If you're not capturing your data, you can't be riding the data wave. So every customer leaves a footprint, whether you interact with the customer offline or you interact with the customer online, the customer is leaving a footprint. And every interaction with the customer is an opportunity for you. It could be transactional data, for example, the orders placed, the item purchased, returned, all those things. It could be the customer attributes, gender, contact information, preferences, those things. It could be customer service information, like what you have spoken to the customer, the chats you had, interactions you had, and so on. Or it could be some physical form, right? For example, before, when the COVID was not there, our agents used to get those physical insurance proposal forms, right? And we used to do ICR, OCR on those forms. Now we have moved digitally, we have moved to digital forms. But the physical forms, are you leveraging ICR, OCR to capture those physical form data? And then structured and unstructured data. There is a lot of unstructured data in terms of, let's say, voice calls, images, all those things. How do you capture those unstructured data into your system? And then the batch and streaming data. So streaming data could be, for example, if the customer is coming on a website, and when the customer is browsing anywhere on a website, browsing products, doing a search, clicking at some buttons, going through different pages, are you capturing all those events, all those clicks, all this data entry which customer is doing, all those navigations in your backend system to capture that, okay, possibly customer in and build a customer profile out of it, saying that a customer is possibly clicking on all those data points, all those actions, all those CTAs on your website. Hence, these customers might be belonging to this category. The customer preferences could be this. Are you capturing those events which are happening on your website when the customer is coming and streaming those events back to your backend intelligence engine, intelligence service, so that your intelligence service can make some meaning out of it? Are you doing that? Are you doing this streaming of data? It could also mean your batch data. Now, batch data is your order processing data, like your people are purchasing stuff. Now that is the batch data which is getting generated. People are placing order, some returns are happening, some business is happening, transactions happening. So those are batch data. So it could be, are you capturing both batch and streaming data? If you focus your core, your data team on capturing the data from all possible sources, all possible interactions, that's where you will create an opportunity for yourself to leverage this data, right? And then you can think of leveraging this data. For example, you could think of creating some stronger prediction models to evaluate risks, for some anomaly detections, for fraud preventions, for customer retentions, for product recommendations, and all these things. Or you could create some personalized experiences. So those innovative experiences at every touch point, the end to end. So embedded AI into whether your marketing or product sale or customer service or your upselling, cross-selling, everywhere you since you identify who your customer is, what your customer preferences are there, and then you can offer those personalized experiences using your data to your customers. And then you reduce the cost of running business because you know that what the customer really needs. You save the operational cost, and you can take the real-time data-driven decision because you get those unified view of information of your customer and business, which your data team can provide to gain insights and really take data-driven decisions instead of your basis your intuitions, right? Your decisions actually become more stronger, right? So you reduce the human element of making decisions. Instead of relying on human to make decisions, your data is actually powerful enough to take decisions, right? Now, cloud, I would want to quickly mention about the cloud here. This cloud is very, very important here in the entire data journey. Firstly, because it can handle massive amount of data. It offers you infinite scale. On your on-premise data centers, possibly that's not feasible. If you want to store huge terabytes of data, right, or petabytes of data, you need to have a strategy around cloud, okay? Because that will enable you to store massive amount of data with infinite scale. But one of the other aspect of using cloud, okay, is pay-per-use model, okay, or a service-less architecture, okay. This sounds a bit technical, okay. Let me try to simplify this thing for you. Imagine this thing. Of late, what used to happen that the technology projects were possibly investment of, let's say, 3 to 5 years, where you would say that, okay, I will procure these big servers, huge servers, or do this capital expenditure to build something big, right? But with the customer preferences changing so fast and the technology changing so fast, possibly this is not possible that you do those heavy investment. What we really need is, instead of those heavy capital investment expenditure for next 3 to 5 years, we need more of a pay-per-use model where you pay only what you use. If you stop using it, you don't need to pay, right? This is what this cloud providers have provided to us, a serverless architecture. You don't even need to pay for a server. You pay for your API calls. So you host your microservices API without any servers. You pay only when your API is called, right? And then what it embraces is, it embraces and it aligns clearly with your fail early, fail fast. So if your experiment fails, you don't want to continue further, you stop paying for it. You don't need to get into those budgeting exercise of getting those big budgets approved and doing some investment and then possibly writing off those investments since the experiment failed. So it fosters a culture of failing early, failing fast, and a culture of innovation. Hence, the cloud is also very, very important in your overall deep learning wave journey, I would say. we are close to 50 minutes now. I would quickly want to tell about one very, very interesting use case which I read. I was reading this book called Prediction Machines. This book is about the economy of artificial intelligence, okay? The economist view of AI, okay? And they shared a very beautiful example of how things can change with data, okay? How data can change your strategy. While we have seen the first piece of bringing in efficiency, but data can itself lead to new business model. What I was telling you, right? Look at Netflix, look at Amazon, right? So data can actually help you create new business models. So let me share that beautiful example with you, how data can change the strategy. Look at Amazon right now. Current Amazon business model is shopping, then shipping. So you go to Amazon.com, you shop for the items you want to buy, and then those items are shipped to you, right? The business model is shopping first and then shipping. So during our shopping experience, Amazon AI engine suggests that items we might want to buy, right? So out of the million items, there are millions of items on the Amazon store. It possibly suggests 100 items to you, saying that you might want to buy these 100 items. And possibly, let's say you end up buying 5 of those items. So that is a 5% accuracy. But if you look at it, you have still bought 5 items and there were million of items available on the store. So Amazon is still doing a very good job of identifying those 100 items out of which you buy 5, which is 5% accuracy, right? But what is happening actually is that every time you are choosing those 5 items or not choosing those 95 items, it's AI engine is learning and it is always improving in its prediction. Okay, so every time it is learning more and more about you, what you want, when you want. Okay, it is building your customer profile and it is understanding you as a customer, as an Amazon customer. Imagine there's a dial, right? There's a dial on, just like on the radio, okay? There's a dial to increase the volume, right? Imagine that there's a dial and this dial is a prediction accuracy dial. And you are able to rotate this dial to increase your prediction accuracy. And imagine that, okay, this dial crosses a threshold. Okay, you are able to cross a threshold of prediction wherein you are able to make more accurate prediction. Okay? So what can happen? Okay? What can happen in future from that? If Amazon gets so good in prediction, it can actually ship the goods to you without waiting for you to order. So you don't need to go to Amazon.com and shop the items. Amazon exactly know when, on what day, when you need certain items. So it actually delivers those items at your doorsteps. So it changes its business model from shopping then shipping to shipping then shopping. So it ships you the items and then you shop. So items are there at your doorsteps, right? Now, interesting part is that can the Amazon do that right now? I would say no. Amazon can't do that right now. Why? Because possibly the cost of collecting and returning the item, right, will be far more than expectation of increasing the wallet share, the greater share of wallet, okay, which it will have by shipping you the items before you order them, right? It will lead to a greater share of items, but possibly the cost of return will be much higher. And that's the threshold I was talking about. If the prediction accuracy threshold crosses this a certain mark, wherein the cost of return is much lesser, and it identifies you so well that, okay, the revenue increase which it can possibly have by shipping you those items before you order, okay, is much higher than the cost of return, then it may start to do that, and model will change from shipping then shopping. And the sooner it will do this change, the harder it will be for the competitors to catch up. People will stick to Amazon because they didn't even order, but Amazon has delivered those items to your doorstep. You can't return the items which you need. Amazon exactly know you need these items. Those items are at your doorstep. You will possibly end up buying those items immediately because you actually wanted those items. and no competitor can come in between now. It will be very, very hard for competitors to catch up. So, but adopting too early, right? If Amazon adopts this thing too early now, okay, it could be very, very costly. So I would say that adopting too early could be very costly, but adopting too late will be fatal for Amazon. So this is the example I would wanted to show for the second pillar. So from the first slide, when we started the definition of digital transformation, where I was saying the first piece is, okay, you digitize the thing, you bring in efficiency. The second piece is how digital transformation can change your business model itself. This is a very beautiful example for the same of changing the business model, how the data can change your strategy. With that, I would want to close this. We have already 56 minutes, and I can take questions if you have any. Yeah, so Nishant says another example is urban companies sending reminders to customers upon 1 month of haircut. Yes. So the name of the book is Prediction Machines. I can even showcase to you by Mr. Ajay Agarwal. This is the book Prediction Machines. Okay, very good book. Yeah, paper use is like agile, yeah, iterative action. You can innovate and try it out, fail early, fail fast. Exactly. Yes, streaming data. Yes, that's an example of Amazon and Netflix, how they suggest a product to customers. Sandeepan has asked that. So on digital platform, please elaborate what kind of platforms exist right now. Okay. So I would say that look at these cloud providers. Okay, if you are from technology, right? Look at what's happening in the AWS reInvent or Microsoft Ignite. They are continuously sharing the new things which are getting launched, and they are saying that, okay, technology alone is not enough. You should not focus on technology. That should not be the first piece you should focus on. Your cultural, I mean, the people mindset, the human element is far more important. But if you want to see what is available to you, right, you look at those keynotes which are, and by the way, next March first week, Microsoft Azure Ignite is happening, okay, through which they will showcase what are the new releases they are doing. And in December, the AWS did their reInvent, okay, where they showcase. These all providers have actually democratized the technology. So you think of it, it's more about, okay, your reimagination, your alignment to experiment and do the things. Okay? You won't be constrained by the technology. The technology is accessible, it is very, very advanced, okay, available to you, and it's up to us how we bring it to our use by aligning our leadership, our organization from top to bottom. Okay. There are ample opportunities which we are also working on. We have aligned ourselves into this digital team, data team, and platform team, and we are working on lots of data science for next couple of years, through which we will be strengthening our data team and building more and more intelligent models. Okay. So deep learning would mean, look at this, what is happening with autonomous vehicles, right? The self-driving cars. So all those things, these things are deep learning, where you look at the advanced machine learning solutions. Okay, so soon you will have, so in San Francisco already people are using those self-driving car to go from metro stations to the nearby bus stops. Already those self-driving car are happening. Okay, one of my friend, okay, he's then in San Francisco, we posted a video of that. So those things are already happening, and you'll see more of those things happening as we make advancements, as we capture more data of the, let's say, driving data, or into other medical space, the healthcare space, the retail e-commerce space, where through this intelligent engines we'll be able to build more intelligent solutions, and our models will become more smarter, that humans possibly will become redundant in maybe new set of jobs. So decisions or making a prediction which is more of a human, right, will no longer be a human thing. The currency will be so as you say, right, when something becomes cheap, right, prices fall. So or when so let's say in this data piece, right, uh, the value of the human judgment will reduce, but the value of the currency, which is the data, that will increase. So that data is more important. So the value of data will increase, but the prediction, the actual technology behind this, using this data, that value is decreasing. Okay, look at what the new servers which are getting new powerful servers, those for running those machine learning models. Okay, they are becoming more and more cheaper. Okay, so the value of those servers, those TPUs, GPUs, which you need to build those models, the value of those machines are getting cheaper, right? But the value of data which you need to run upon those things, that is getting costlier. Okay, so hence it will be a data war. People who have data and able to capture the data, those people will ride this deep learning wave. Yeah. So I took an example of Amazon. Okay. But yeah, Flipkart can also ride that wave of shipping then shopping if it understands its customer better. India has its challenges in terms of geography. Okay. But yes, it's possible for Flipkart as well. Why not? Yeah. Quality of judgment will multiply. Yeah. Okay. I'm just scrolling through. Okay, I didn't get the idea of collaboration tools. So collaboration tools is the Zoom platform. Okay, we are talking to each other. That Microsoft Teams platform, Office 365 tools, the Yammer, Outlook. So these are all collaboration tools through which we can work together remotely with each other. The SharePoint. So these are all collaboration tools. You might even use collaboration tools to take interviews, to do video calls. These are all collaboration tools which you are using. You might also use some collaboration tools, let's say, to design, to build a platform. So I'm talking about all those collaboration tools which we wanted to roll out as part of in Edelweiss digital journey. So all those tools got implemented within 2 months. Yeah, I think okay. API ecosystem is what I say that okay, this microservices, modular services which you offer to your customers to build their personalized customer experiences. So an API would be very simple. Like for example, you want to send an email, that's an API. You want to send an SMS, that's an API. You want to capture a lead, that's an API. You want to process an order, that's an API. You want to make a payment, that's an API. So each single unit of work which you want to do, consider, or each single unit of service you want to offer, that's an API, right? Once you have uh, divided your system or broken down your system into individual APIs, which can do now different things for you, right? Lead creation, lead updation, order processing, payment collection, all those things, right? Then you obviously since you have a bunch of APIs, which is what I call it as API ecosystem, then you can think of orchestrating these different APIs together to create some customized experiences for your customer, right? So hence it is important to have those API ecosystem in place so that you can think of what personalization you want to add for your customers. And that's what I call API ecosystem. Okay, I think I've answered most of the questions. Okay, I'll just stop sharing. Thank you once again for joining in today. Loved the questions, loved the interactive session. I would have wanted to be more audio based, where I could have answered those live questions. But yeah, this chat is the first experience for me, but I have enjoyed this channel also. And thank you, NMIMS, for inviting me here to this beautiful platform. I've also learned few things while sharing these ideas with you. Thank you so much.